What are thoughts? So, this is a series of videos I'm doing on how non duality and native wisdom intersect. Each video is going to build on the one before. I'm going to try to not repeat myself a whole lot. So, if what I'm saying isn't making sense or you're wanting more information, go to my website, maprimzareen.com, and you'll find it all in order and also written out and transcribed. Might make it a little more accessible. But anyway, what is language? We probably never really stop and think about it because it's just so obvious. Um, we can study language in school. We know what language is, right? It's a whole bunch of words that are said in a particular way. We know that people all around the world have different languages. But it's probably so obvious that we don't really stop and think, what is language anyway? How does it work inside of our heads? So I only speak one language. I know little tiny bits of other ones, but I basically know other languages exist. But really, I only speak English. And this is probably true for really a lot of people. Some people are bilingual and some people speak a bunch of different languages, but they all still, no matter how many languages you speak, they all still have the same basic effect inside your head, particularly when you only speak one language. That means you only really have one point of reference for how the world works. So every thought that I have is in English. Very often we don't notice this. We listen to non-dual teachings that are talking about thoughts. Get rid of your thoughts and disassociate yourself from your thoughts. But what are thoughts? Thoughts are language. All thoughts go through your head like language. They're like imprinted. Your language is imprinted into your brain in electronic synapses that tick together inside your language centers. So there can be nothing completely, totally unique about a thought because it's all using words. And maybe there's thousands and thousands of words in the English language. Maybe we can invent new words. We invent new words all the time. But still, each word has a concept. So it's important as we go through this series on non-duality and native wisdom to really think about the effect that languages have in what we would call our consciousness, in who we are, in the stories that we've heard, in literally in the way that we think. A few points that we're going to address as we move on is the fact that native languages are very different than our Western languages. One of the big difference is like English is a noun-based language. We always think of things as things. Native languages are verb-based. Everything is an action and everything is interconnected with each other. That's very important in the way you end up viewing life. Are things solid, independent, separate things, or is everything interconnected? Our very language will dictate how we habitually see these things. So as we go through this weekly set of videos on language, we're going to explore all sorts of different ways that language informs us and hopefully pop out of it and go, whoa, this is just how I've been shown to think. Maybe there's completely different ways. That's what will be. That's how we'll find the interconnection. And a little tip. The point I'm trying to make in these videos is the fact that the state that non-duality is wanting to get to, enlightenment, right, is the exact same state that humanity has lived in for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And this is the wisdom that is coming to us from native traditions. And hopefully, if we can put these two ideas together, we can find a way to really burst forth into our full potential as human beings. Because we can come together in way more effective ways than we ever have before. And we can create a beautiful interconnected world if we just get rid of our limiting conditions, which all come to us through language.